Hello and welcome to my vlog today. I believe we're on vlog number 4 and I think we are roughly 5 weeks into my journey of going bald. So today I mainly wanted to focus on obviously updating you all on what's happened over the last couple of weeks. I couldn't record last week because I was actually in Wales for a small trip away. Very much needed trip away to have a bit of a break from work, to have a bit of a break from stress. And I do think it did me some good. Annoyingly, it wasn't quite as far away as I would have liked, but it definitely did the trick temporarily, just to take a bit of time to sort of shut off from the world. You might have noticed already that I've obviously got bandana on. It comes as no surprise that my hair loss has obviously got a bit worse. It's thinned a lot more. The hair loss, I'll show you a bit later, it has definitely crept up at the back and it seems to be disappearing all the way at this sort of area of my head. At the moment I'm wearing a bandana just because it's easy to work the front of my hair. There's not really anything else left that I can do with it, annoyingly. Even when I try and wear it in sort of my poodle up do now, there's just not enough hair to cover even the main focal point of the hairstyle, which is quite annoying. I'm obviously coping with the hair loss a bit better at the moment. I'm not feeling quite as emotional or sort of reactive towards it or having sort of knee-jerk reactions. It still definitely creeps up on me every now and then, but for the best part I'm dealing with it and managing a lot better than I was before. There has been progress on my wig, which is absolutely fantastic news. Previously I mentioned that I put a deposit down. Thankfully now the stylist has started making the wig and has informed me that it should be out roughly, or she at least aims for it to be out roughly by the 19th. Using 19th as a sort of guideline, I'm sort of aiming maybe to shave my head around 31st. This is not set in stone because obviously because my hair loss is creeping up on me. However, I do have somewhat of an occasion next weekend where I plan to see a lot of family, so I don't particularly want to do it until after that. I feel comfortable yet to sort of go out. One, I don't really want to go out with a bald head and no wig at all to begin with. I don't feel quite comfortable to do that straight away. I think that will be something that I sort of have to gradually get comfortable with, and might take a few test sort of journeys out with maybe my husband or something before I sort of do that in front of family. The other thing is obviously I don't want to sort of even get me seen in a wig straight away, so again that is something I'm going to have to take a lot of getting used to. So I think that will also involve a few sort of special trips out with the husband to sort of try and adapt to this new sort of world, so to speak. Another thing I am noticing with my hair loss is that it is starting to affect the other parts of my body even a bit more now. So unsurprisingly it's falling out on my arms, on my lower arms in particular. It seems to be quite sparse. Then I've definitely noticed my leg hair, for example, is slow to grow back. So it's actually been well over a week since I shaved my legs last and it still doesn't even feel that due for a new shave, so to speak. It almost feels like what a lot of women or men who shave their legs will feel is it still feels sort of like a second day shave, sort of that sort of stubbly sort of stage. So it definitely seems like my hair is growing a lot slower. That is something that I've noticed. That I noticed this morning was I've lost some more of my eyebrow hairs, which is quite upsetting. More for the fact that it's not this particular eyebrow which had already lost most of the hairs. I actually noticed that some of the hairs were being lost on this one. It was sort of towards this top apex sort of bit there. So that's a bit annoying, but hopefully that doesn't progress much further, just because losing my hair is one thing on my head, but as anyone else with alopecia will know, and I can completely empathise with, starting to lose things like your eyelashes and your eyebrows, it's just like a whole nother sort of level. It sort of definitely feels like it's stripping you even more rather than when it's just on top of your head. none of them, of course, are any good at all, but something's better than nothing. I'd still much rather keep my eyebrows and my eyelashes. So I did mention in my last video that obviously there's quite a few people that I want to sort of tell in person about me shaving my head, or when I say in person I mean not necessarily not telling them at all, or them finding out over these videos, like a few people I think have picked up already. I sort of want to make a point of saying to them it's happening on this date and being very sort of clear on that, and this is something that's going to happen. It's not just something I'm talking about in this video that they're presuming might happen or something to that sort of effect. So people that I have currently told already, I spoke on the phone to my mum and told her that I would likely be shaving my head in the near distant future. I haven't yet told her a date just because I hadn't 100% decided on one at the time. Like I've said to you guys, this is a moving target, so when I actually have that date I will update her, sort of thing. I plan on telling my sisters maybe on this coming weekend when I plan on seeing them, just because I feel like it might be a bit easier to do in person, and what it might be sort of insensitively doing over WhatsApp. Whether or not they want to know in person or not, we'll find out. I have gone and updated work now, so that was a tricky conversation to have. I've actually been meaning to try and talk to them for a number of weeks now, just because obviously the way my hair loss has been going, it has been upsetting me at points and work has been more stressful. I did try to talk to one of my managers, but annoyingly he was too busy, and then my other manager also ended up being too busy, so there was never really sort of a right time. We ended up having quite a nice conversation, and I sort of took the opportunity to sort of update him on me planning to shave my head. Reason I sort of had this formal conversation is because I felt like it was the honourable thing to do to keep them updated. I'm quite loyal to the company that I'm working at the moment. They've been very good to me on numerous occasions and understanding my health issues, so I want to return the respect to them and sort of be honest and be as open as possible, and thankfully they took it pretty well, or my manager took it pretty well, and he was quite understanding. I think he definitely felt a bit awkward, but I think most people are going to when I share this news, so that isn't really a surprise. But thankfully, like I said, he took it really well. He's informed other people that I work with, that sort of thing, and because some people where I work don't necessarily know about my alopecia, or the ones that do obviously haven't seen me in months and months now because of lockdown and COVID-19, so they don't know how that is progressed. So I think he's sort of gone around and updated them just upon my request. He did sort of pleasantly ask me if I wanted to do that or if I'd like him to do that, which was very, very appreciated. On this scenario, I in particular did ask him to go around and update them, just because he's not necessarily the people that I work very closely with that I could have that sort of close rapport conversation with. It's more the people that I deal with in the office that don't know me too well that would be an awkward conversation if they saw me come in with a completely new hairstyle one day. In terms of plans for me actually shaving my head, things are getting difficult to manage, like I said, because the deadline, I say deadline like he's got a definitive date, but because the need for me shaving my head is coming around even quicker and I'm running out of time, I am struggling to keep on top of video vlogs and that sort of thing on top of work as well, so apologies if there's not as many vlogs that are going to go out as I would have liked. I'm trying my utmost hardest. I don't actually think there's much more to update you on this vlog in particular. I will do a hair reveal in just a moment, but at this stage there are plans underway for me shaving my head. Obviously it's still somewhat of a moving target, and I plan on taking a few days off, so if I go quiet on social media as well, it will be just because I'm coming to terms with things a bit more. Another thing I've done, obviously, like I said, just to reflect on the things that I've already said, is I've informed some family members there's plans going into action to inform others. I've updated work, like I said, so that's all sorted now, and wig is also underway, which is good. Another reason for me not wanting to shave my head for quite a while is obviously because I didn't want to do it and be bald for quite a while with no wig, so I wouldn't feel comfortable going out if I had to. So that was sort of the reason again for why it's been delayed by another week, even though I might not have a lot of hair to shave by that point. So don't be surprised if I make this big deal out of shaving my head, and to be honest, there's not a lot left to shave. So in terms of hair loss now, I will give you a quick look. A few things I do want to note beforehand is that I am in bandanas full time. Obviously not around my own home, but I am, as soon as I leave the house, there's nowhere that I'm going without one now. But even doing my hair in a bandana now is at the point where it's getting really difficult. It's near impossible to make it look decent. So you can probably already notice that I've lost a lot of hair towards the front. All of this is going. I'll show you in more depth in a minute. Another thing to note is obviously the fact that because my hair is so thin and it's creeping up towards the top, I don't have a lot of hair left here to sort of work these fringe sort of sections. So even this bit is just constantly going thin. If I just touch it even slightly, you can see it just it's not ideal. So now to remove the bandana and show you the damage. So I don't thankfully secure these in place, so I can just remove it off. Now instantly you'll be able to see that patch that was at the top of my head has got a lot larger. The fact that you can notice from back here now is definitely a lot worse. All this hair at the side is extremely thin. So what I seem to be doing when I'm wearing bandanas now is sort of taking all the hair that's this section and then just pushing it, almost pushing it forward and manipulating it to give that sort of illusion of more hair than what I do when I'm wearing my bandana. As you can see, obviously it's definitely got a lot worse and it continues to do so. I think I've got a maximum of about 2 weeks before I absolutely have to shave it. To be honest, I probably would even dare say that I've got a maximum of about 1 week before I have to shave it. So whatever does happen, I do plan on keeping you updated. I hope to squeeze in a vlog, maybe even 2 if we're lucky. But until then, please subscribe, please like, and hopefully I'll see you soon.